I'm with Jaffel Versi of Arup in Sheffield. Jaffel, could you tell me a little more about how Arup operates on these large international projects?
We're very lucky in that we have offices in a number of countries. I think we have 32 countries at the moment where we have a presence. But more than that, we have people from around the world, and we have a network, a page where you can put a little bit of data about yourself and the languages you speak, projects you've worked on, things that you might expect people to talk to you about, and particular skills that you have. And that becomes a really powerful way of searching for the right skills to do something. The way that we generally work is that we're relationship-based rather than geography-based. So you may work with an architect who you've got a relationship, even though the project or the architect may not be in the same place. So we've worked with architects based in Paris on a project in Russia, for example, architects based in London on a job in Kazakhstan, architects based in London on jobs in East Africa. And this is just brought about as a result of the relationships that we have with those people and the opportunities that come up. But what we find quite useful is that you try and pull together the right skills of people, and recognising that there is also an awful lot of local knowledge that people hold. So if you're doing a project in Turkey, for example, you'd be mad, frankly, not to use the local office, the Turkish office, if not for all of the work, but at least for some of the liaison and to try and get an understanding of the picture. And in a sense, we're very lucky in that the company is held in trust, so we're essentially all shareholders within it. So differences between different offices and how they work don't really come into the equation very much, because it's all about making sure that Arup do the right job for the client.
Perhaps a little on maybe how you prepare for each project, what level of, say, cultural intelligence you might look to gather before a project?
Well, I think for projects where you've got less knowledge, I think you generally make a couple of phone calls, and there used to be this saying in Arup, you could find the right person to speak to in 3 phone calls by phoning somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody else, and that's still very much the case. It's all about communication and finding the right person to talk to, because it's sometimes the little details that you get from people, little cultural things or little bits of local knowledge or just nuggets of technical information that you wouldn't find doing a simple Google search or something similar. And quite often when you start the conversation with somebody, it goes off in an entirely different direction to what you'd anticipated, and you start finding out this quite often very rich history of how the situation has developed, not necessarily just for the country or for the location, but quite often about the project as well, because particularly in other parts of the world, people have been tracking these projects for years. They know that they've been coming up, they know who the clients are, they know who the stakeholders are, and all of this is just a huge amount of knowledge that you can then bring to bear on the delivery of it, because really what you don't want to do is to be fighting against people. It's much better to do things in a collaborative way, and if you understand what people's potential objections are or what people's interests are, then you can try and incorporate some of those as you deliver the project.
So does this take just that little extra time?
It can do, but I think it's that that old saying about time spent in preparation is seldom wasted. I think that's true for engineering. It is as it is for anything else. And quite often some of the really useful time spent up front gathering information on the project and the location is invaluable.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.